So Justin Trudeau ended democracy in Canada. He declared martial law this week. The irony is he seems to be losing control of Canada, thank God, and he's becoming more desperate by the day. Just today, a Conservative member of Parliament challenged Trudeau on his declaration of martial law in the country, and in response, Trudeau accused her of standing with Nazis.
Conservative Party members can stand with people who wave swastikas. They can stand with people who wave the Confederate flag. We will choose to stand with Canadians.
So we don't know the member of Parliament he was talking to. We believe she's Jewish, though, probably not a Nazi sympathizer. Meanwhile, Justin Trudeau's government has been carrying out their threat to seize the bank accounts and cryptocurrency wallets of anyone who criticizes Justin Trudeau. Yeah, just a democracy. By the way, our State Department has said nothing about this. As democracy ends and tyranny reigns in our closest ally in the world, Joe Biden's State Department has said not one word. Because Hungary's dangerous. Man, they're dishonest. Canada's government just banned 34 crypto wallets tied to the Freedom Convoy. Trudeau's allies, the media, of course, have been very busy helping him. They've been harassing anyone who dared to donate to the truckers. Today, the Washington Post, owned by the world's richest man, began contacting people who donated as little as $40 to the convoy. Can you imagine? That's not journalism. It's an incitement to violence, among other things. Then a reporter at the Ottawa Citizen called Ellison Ma, exposing the identity of a cafe owner who dared to donate $250 to the convoy. Now that owner is receiving threats and she had to close her business. This afternoon, Ilhan Omar, to her credit, tweeted this, quote, "I failed to see why any journalist felt the need to report on a shop owner making such an insignificant donation than to get them harassed. It's unconscionable and journalists need to do better." So Ilhan Omar is generally pretty loathsome, but when she says something that is true, we're going to give her credit for it. Because unlike the Las Vegas Sun, we're not liars. Victor Davis Hanson is a senior fellow at the Hoover Institution. He joins us tonight. Professor, thanks so much for coming on. So the Washington Post cheering on and making possible the harassment of small dollar donors to a truck driver convoy. What do you make of this?
I think they're inadvertently doing their best to sort of make a Tiananmen Square scene where they're in the tank and the truckers are the citizen that says, come on. And I don't think they intended to make this a fault line or to be iconic, but what's happened, Tucker, is that the truckers have been iconic of this fault line throughout the middle of North America. And on one side, you have these people who are muscular and they brave the weather and they're out there with COVID and they're bringing our food and our building materials and our fuel, and they're opposed on the other hand by this Zoom class who's profited enormously pretty much in safety due to these truckers and people like them. And yet the truckers tend to have the pragmatic, because they're in the real world, they have to deal with real things, and they have greater common sense. So they look at Omicron and they say this natural virus is in its descendants. It's more infectious, but it's not as lethal. So people are getting herd immunity. It's on the wane. It's time to let up. And after all, we're in our trucks by ourselves. And they give all these practical reasons why you should listen to them. And the government has no answer. And yet they're the government of knowledge and the intellect, and they can't answer them. And then the truckers are also saying, you know, this fault line's more than us. It's about the fundamental principle of Western jurisprudence, and that's a symmetrical application of the law. And when there was protest all through North America, Canada too, BLM, Antifa, they had no masks. They even went, our healthcare professionals, over 1,000 said that BLM didn't have to wear a mask out in the front. And so everybody understands that the Trudeau government was for the BLM and Antifa, and they were against people like this, and they had no rational, systematic fairness, and that truckers are bringing that up. And ultimately, I don't think Trudeau is going to win this. Even the optics are bad. He has a pajama boy persona, and these people are wonderful people, they're practical people, and they're empathetic, and I think eventually Trudeau's going to lose, and it's really a referendum on this ongoing cultural struggle that we're having in this country against an entrenched bureaucratic elite and the corporations, Silicon Valley, the media, versus the average person that has nothing other than common sense and popular support.
That's exactly right. He's a monster and a dictator, and I think all normal people are rooting against him fervently.
Yeah.
Professor, thank you so much for that.